Hi everyone. I see a couple of people joining already. Hold on, I'm going to do my very kludgy trying to send out this link to everyone thing that I do every time I jump on this thing, trying to get, let people know that I'm going to be on. Hi, Alea, how you doing? Glad you're able to join. Can everyone hear me okay? Put in the chat if you're not able to hear me, I guess. If you can hear me, just keep listening. Okay, I'll take that as a yes. All right, let me go to my Hootsuite. I really wish they gave you the links to these things in advance. If anyone else is on, like, does Periscopes and stuff like that, if you have a solution for how you get the link out to people in advance of you actually getting on and talking and telling people you're sending out the link to them, please let me know. So I wanted to do this really quick kind of scope on Facebook targeting and just a little couple of tips about Facebook targeting. And I'm also going to answer any Facebook ad questions you have kind of after I share my tips, if you have any questions about it, if you've been doing it. Have any of you guys who are on so far already been doing Facebook ads? Anyone on here doing a Facebook ad so far? I know someone, so if you don't know who I am, Keela Thompkins, from Online Boutique Source, that's my site, and I have a group called Online Boutique Source Society. So we talk a little bit about these topics beforehand. So some of the things I say, like in the group, everyone's free to join the group if you want to join the group. But I know someone in there was saying that they're doing Facebook ads and not getting a lot out of them. They said that when I said I was going to do this quick thing on Facebook targeting. So the whole premise to Facebook ads, a lot of people just do Facebook ads and just kind of put them out there and wonder why they aren't getting a lot of good clicks and why they aren't getting a lot back from those Facebook ads. And if I've done a webinar on these a couple of times, but if you've been on any of my webinars or any of my things, you'll know that I believe don't do any Facebook ads until you have your targeting strategy down. Facebook ads are all about who you target, who you're going to go after. So whether or not it's women, men, the age range, a lot of people will tell you to target like either your competitors list or someone big in your list. So say if you're a business coach, target Marie Forleo's list. Everyone targets Marie Forleo's list. So don't really do that because everyone's doing that. But, people target like Marie Forleo's list or, social media examiner's list. If you're a clothing store, targeting something like Macy's list or the Limited's list or targeting lists like that. So pretty much targeting someone else in your business who you would assume that the people who would come to your site are also following their site. And that's absolutely a great way to target. I absolutely recommend doing that. And, if you're going to target people. Okay, so it's Kristen. Actually, Kristen, that's who I'm talking about in the group. So that you were using the ads, but you didn't get any sales. And we're going to talk a little bit about expecting sales from Facebook ads too, because they aren't always the best thing to actually get a sale from. You really want to use retargeting for that. So I'll talk about that a little bit too. But either way, so targeting to some type of other page or group to really, to get people who are interested in the same thing that your site is about, to getting them to come to your site or come to your ad or whatever you're promoting at the time. So I wanted to talk about expanding that targeting and another little tip that I came up this weekend. And really, I've thought about it before, but this weekend, because there's so much going on, it really, kind of resonated with me. And so I wanted to hop on a scope and share it with everyone. So what I was thinking about was targeting events. And this is big especially now because it's the summertime, and the summertime is a big conference season. So if you're in the business space, I think it's World Domination Summit's coming up, Blog Her is coming up, a couple of other conferences, summer, some of them in the spring, but spring, summer, fall seem to be really big conference times. And if you're in the retail space, so most of my group is in the retail space. So I'm going to talk to both the retail and the business. So generally I coach people who are starting online stores. So a lot of you guys who are listening to this will be in the retail space, but I know there's some business folks on here too, because I talked about it in some of the groups. So I want to make sure I'm speaking to everyone. And if you need an example for something that's particularly your example, just, post it in the comments. As you could tell, I'm reading the comments along. And this is supposed to be a little interactive. So, feel free to cut me off with questions and that type of thing. And everyone can see each other's comments. So feel free to even talk to each other. If you guys are okay with everything, like just, tap your screen a little, give me a couple of hearts. Let me know that this is working out really well. For those who haven't been on Periscope before, the hearts kind of let me know that it's doing good because I can see your little hearts. And then it lets other people know that this is a good scope to follow. And so they'll know that, hey, she's got something worth listening to. And so, tap the screen a couple of times and put in a couple little hearts. So back to our targeting and targeting events. So how this came up this weekend was because I'm in the New York, New Jersey area. I'm actually in New Jersey, and they had a big concert, which if you guys saw the news, it didn't turn out too well, but they had a big concert, Summer Jam. and there's a bunch of big things. So there's like the big concert, Summer Jam, the Belmont Stakes was just happening in New York. So there's all these big events that are happening. A lot of these events, and people don't know this or don't follow this, but a lot of times when they're doing these events in their conferences, they'll set up Facebook page just for those events. So I don't know if they did one for Summer Jam, but I know they had one for the Belmont Stakes. I know they have one for another big concert series that's in New York, which is Summer Stage. They all have like their own page, and even if they don't have their own page, they have like a page. Whoever's hosting it. So Summer Jam was hosted by a radio station, Hot 97. Hot 97 has its own page. So those type of events, depending on what your market is, that could be your market of people who are going to those events. So say, for example, for a Summer Jam, it's kind of like the 20s, the younger 30s crowd, definitely trendier, casual, into hip hop type crowd. So if those are the type of clothes or type of jewelry, type of things that you sell, that you want those type of, that crowd, that audience, then you want to go, and they're probably not going to follow a whole bunch of boutiques, or they're, following certain boutiques or whatever. So you want to target something like them. So you want to target those people because they could potentially be customers for your business. And the fact that they're not being targeted, you might be, because everyone else is doing the other strategy of, target whoever shops here and shops there, so you might be one of the very few ads that they're seeing. So that's going to do two things. A, that's going to save you some money because you're not going to have to pay as much for your ads. And B, when they see your ads, it's not going to be at the same time like how they're seeing everyone else's ads. They're seeing, so and such ads because you shop there, and so they're seeing all these other ads. They're going to see you because you're using kind of a unique strategy. And then even furthermore, going into that, instead of just targeting, so you're going to target them. So say back to Summer Jam, my example. So you're going to target Summer Jam, Summer Jam people, like people who would either attend or just like it, or, people who like the Summer Jam page. So you're going to target people who like the Summer Jam page, and you're going to say stuff like, so don't just target the page. You're going to say stuff like, need an outfit to wear to Summer Jam, or looking for that perfect dress for Summer Stage, or if you're, in the business marketing and you're doing like World Domination Summit, need a refresher on this before you hit the summit, like need help with networking at World Domination Summit. So now you're talking directly to them. And they're almost thinking like, how do you know this about me? But because Facebook targeting, and that's what it's for, it kind of follows them in their likes. So you're going to say these things that are really resonating with what they're doing. Not necessarily saying here, buy my dress, but you're saying here, this dress will be good for this event that you're already interested in. So the same thing, like if you're, Essence Music Festival is another big event that goes on that has probably a good couple of thousand people who follow the Essence Music Festival page. Anything like the NBA Finals, if people are going to NBA Finals, say if you're more sports and into, men are more your target audience. So whoever your target audience is, make a list of like 5 events that they would do this summer, or even, do for the rest of the year, and look at those pages and look at the people who host them. So this is about every radio station. Like I'm giving the Hot 97 example, but I know 3 of the radio stations here in the New York area have a big concert. Z100 has one, Hot 97 has Summer Jam, and 105 has something, iHeartRadio, something like that. The iHeartRadio Music Festival, which is another one I know that happens like all over. All those things have pages, or they have like their own page that like promotes them. So you want to go out there and target those people, and that way, you're kind of pulling into somebody else's crowd instead of doing the same thing that everyone else is doing. You're kind of getting your own little niche and your own little crowd. And it's all part of knowing who your target audience is. I know I say this a lot in the group. I'm always asking when people are saying, well, this isn't working, that isn't working. I'm always asking, well, who's your target audience? And I always get like it's like 20 to 50. That's a huge audience, like huge. Okay, I can't do like this because you guys can't see it, but huge audience. So, doing from like 20 to 50, you want to narrow that down. Like, think your 20 and 50-year-old's going to really wear the same thing for the most part. Like, I'm 36, but if I'm 50 and I'm wearing something that a 20-year-old is wearing, you're going to tell me I'm either wearing something too young. And if a 20-year-old is wearing something that a 50-year-old is wearing, you're going to tell them too old. So you want to narrow that down. Like, is it the 20s, 30s, or is it the 40s, 50s? Because they kind of tend to wear something different and they tend to go to different events. So, using my event strategy, even the Oprah, like last year, Oprah had the tour. I went to the tour with my mom. If your target audience is probably like, late 30s, 40s, 50s, like the Oprah crowd, instead of targeting Oprah, which everyone's doing that, target her event. Target just the people who are going to that event. And that event was pricey. I mean, it wasn't super pricey, but, the cheap tickets were $200. So they've got expendable income, and those are the people that, they're going to want to look nice when they go there, or they want to, shop Oprah-esque type stuff. So if you say something like, looking for something, I think it's a Life You Want tour, whatever the name of the tour was. But if you've got something that says something like getting ready for the Life You Want tour, go to this, come to my site, whatever it is, then you're really speaking to them, and they're already apparently have extra money to spend on Oprah, so they're gonna hear that, see that, and then take that extra money and spend it on you. So you guys aren't saying a lot, so let me know, like, does that make a lot of sense to you? Do you have any questions about it? Is there like any aha moments, like, oh wow, that's a good extra place to target? Are you targeting with your ads? Like, I know, Kristen, you said your ads didn't work out too well. What were some of the things you think that were wrong with your ads? Were you targeting your ads? What were you putting in there for your ads? The other thing about targeting ads is, so once you do an event, so say if you do like the Essence Music Festival, you still want to narrow it down by at least the sex and at least the age, unless you do men and women. But for the most part, if you're doing like your women, you want to just say, women, maybe like 30 to 45, and put in under the interest, put the Essence Music Festival. So make sure you check and make sure they have a page and get the name of their page and stuff up in advance. But targeting just the Essence Music Festival. So you want to do those type of things so that it really hits that target market. When you're looking at your ads and they're saying like you're reaching 1 million people, that's too many. You really want to reach a good, maybe a couple 100,000, or even sometimes down to like the tens of thousands, to reach them. The other thing, and I know, Kristen, you said, I haven't seen your other response yet, but I'll trust that you're typing it. So the other thing, like Kristen was saying, that she ran some ads and she didn't get any sales from them. It's hard to, unless you have a really, really small priced item, or if it's something that people are already kind of looking for, it's hard to get a sale right from an ad, especially for Facebook. You got to think, people aren't here to shop on Facebook. We may be here as businesses to sell on Facebook, and it's great because everybody's on Facebook, but people didn't come to Facebook to shop. People come to Facebook to interact with their friends, see each other. They may see something and fall in love with it, or just think it's the coolest thing, I'm going to follow it, but they're not Christmas shopping on Facebook. They're not coming to Facebook to shop. So you really want to use your Facebook ads to either build your list. So say if you're having a sale or something like that, if you got, if you have a coupon code, you want to have people give you the email address to get the coupon code. So that way, even if they don't use it right then and there, you've now got your email addresses, so now you can continue to touch base with them. And you want to build that no love factor, whatever they call it. But you want to get people to get to know your site more. So some people are just going to visit from Facebook ads because they're just not shopping for it right now. Hopefully, if you can hit the events and hit the right events, that's the other good thing about events, is that there's a time factor. The event is going to be over at such and such time. So they need to shop for it sooner than later. So you're going to get a little bit of people who want just based on that. But for the most part, okay, hold on, I'm reading. Okay. Oh yeah, so you said that, so I'm going to cut myself off because these comments go away pretty quickly, so I need to read them when they come. But yeah, if you set market from 18 to 45, you got to think about it. That's a huge, huge market. Think about the mall. You know me and my mall analogies. Think about the mall, like the Express, the Limited, and trying to think what else was next to the Express and the Limited, and like Abercrombie & Fitch or Hollister, the other Hollister store. Those are all clothing stores, and they all, like, anyone can walk into a clothing store and shop, but they target different people. Like the Limited, I see 30 to 40-year-olds, maybe some 50-year-olds in the Limited. I don't see 20-year-olds in the Limited unless they're buying a suit for an interview. And the Express, I see my 20s, my 30s, and I see them in there. Some teens, depending on what their budget is like, but I see the 20 to 30-year-olds. Hollister, that's where all the teens are. I have a 19-year-old little brother, and not really little because he's 19, but you know what I mean. But, that's where all of the teens. So the Hollister's going to get your teens and going to get like your teens to like maybe your mid-20s. They're all going to be like people, more so denim, not really casual. So look at what you're selling, look at what you want to sell, and really target that market. Even look at your ad. If your ad's going to have like a really cute summer maxi dress, that's probably going to be more of like the 30s crowd, depending on how much skin is showing and yada, yada, yada. Look at the events. Like if Summer Jams, definitely, I would not target anyone over 30 for Summer Jam. Like I used to go to Summer Jam when I was in high school. I now would never even get close to, I mean, like, not that I don't like the artist. The artists are still great. I don't need to see them with a couple 100,000 screaming people. I'm good. So, look at who's actually going to be that target market and narrow that down. And definitely, I think you just said you just use women. So you just used women and age. Is that correct? What I saw? All right, I'll assume that. So tell me if I'm wrong. So if you just used women and age, definitely you want to put in some, so yes, you did. So definitely you want to put in some other things, like those interests, like whether it's a different type of store that they're also following, an event that they're also following. You want to target more than just women in age, because you got to think, even in that age range, women have different interests. So do you want somebody who's like more like into athletics? So maybe you want to target some of the gyms or something more athletic. Or do you want someone who's like more into music? So then you want to target some of those music festivals and different things like that, or radio stations, stuff like that. So people really hate targeting and hate narrowing down their niche because they feel like, well, anyone could shop, which is so true. Anyone can go on there and buy, but you want people to feel like you're talking to them and that this is for me. So even if they don't buy at that very moment, they're feeling like, okay, when I need something that's what I like to wear, I'm going to go straight to here. Like, over the years, back to my mall shopping, over the years, where I go in the mall has, reduced. It's really reduced, but it's changed. So, when I used to go in, like I knew I needed an outfit and I used to like go straight to Express. Now, if I know I need an outfit, I go straight to the Limited. If I, need, not really sure, if I got any more time, I don't even go straight to Macy's anymore because Macy's just has so much stuff. I don't have that much time. So when I had more time in life, I would, spend that time because Macy's has so much. I would just shop all over Macy's. So, depending on what I'm going into the mall, like depending on where I'm at in my life is what I'm going into the mall for. So you got to think about it the same way with your stores. Where's your person at in their lives and what are they coming to you for? If you can give them that, then you'll have a better chance with ads and you'll have a better chance with sales. If people can just come on your site and say, this site is for me, this is great. This is everything that I need, everything that I'm looking for. So those are some of the things you can kind of put into it. Did you have any other questions? I think we lost a few people. Is this helping you? I mean, you could tap the screen a couple times, do little hearts. They do this little, I can't, if I tap it, it doesn't work for me. Like, I can't give my own self hearts. But it's really cool. You see, like, a little stream of hearts and stuff like that. But does that help you out some with your Facebook target, with your Facebook ads and what you were targeting? And if that was helpful? Okay, you said you think you messed up with the clothing. So, I mean, don't say messed up. So, I always tell people, like, it's not really a mistake. It's all a learning thing. That's a good thing about this business. So don't feel bad. So, definitely target more, but target, if you've already got the clothing, sometimes we pick a market and we pick the product to go with the market. Sometimes we pick a product and have the market to go with that. So if you've already got certain clothing, maybe even ask on Facebook, even ask in the group, what age do you think, uh-oh. Okay, did I lose you guys? Okay, I hope I didn't lose you. Sorry, I had a call coming in. That is the bad thing about Periscope because it's on your phone. If somebody calls you, it knocks out everything. So, are you still there? All right, I'm gonna assume you're still there and keep talking. But okay, you're still there. So so if you, what I was saying, in the group, like put something in, like put an outfit or whatever you're selling in the group, and say, what age do you think would shop for this? That'll help you, and that's why I built the group so we can help each other. But that'll help you, get to what the market is for what you have. You don't want to now go out and get a whole bunch of different clothing. You can slowly but surely transition your site. That's a whole nother story, a whole nother thing. But you can transition it into what you want it. But for what you have right now, find out who's that market and try to sell to them. So that's really all I have. Did you have any other questions, like other than targeting and stuff like that? That was my big kind of tip about targeting events. And especially now at the summer, there's so many like festivals going on and fairs. I've seen like food festival pages popping up. I'm seeing all these new festivals and all these events in my feed because now they're doing a lot of marketing to get people to their events. You can piggyback right on top of that, and now you can target their pages and kind of use what they're paying for to help you out too. So any other questions, any other things? Okay. I'd say post a picture too. Don't just post a link because, people barely visit links these days. Post a picture or two of your actual products and ask for feedback. Now, you got to have a tough skin in any public forum when you're asking for feedback. So, ask for feedback. But, post the actual picture, like one or two things, put up a couple of pictures. All right. Well, you're welcome. I'm glad it was helpful. And hopefully it's helping anyone. I know a couple people are watching from the web, so hopefully, I know you guys can't ask questions if you're watching from the web, but hopefully it'll help you guys. I'm going to try to post this in the group. I told you how I just learned how to save on this Periscope thing. So I'm going to try to save if there's any questions once you watch it in the group or watch the replay, just let me know. Tell me, what your thoughts and what you're thinking and stuff like that. And hopefully I'll catch you guys on the next scope. So talk to you later.